Welcome back to the Road to National series. In today's episode, I'm going to take you through an upper dynamic workout. So my variation for this 3-week wave is a close grip bench press, and this is the second week in the 3-week wave. So I have 80% of my 1 rep max programmed. That is the bar weight plus the band tension. So these moved okay. I was experiencing a bit of elbow pain and inflammation, and I know why that is. I've been getting into golf recently because I feel like it's an easy sport to do alongside powerlifting that wasn't going to affect my recovery too much. However, going to the driving range, I went twice this week, and I think I'm just not able to do that. It's causing me some elbow pain just through the amount of explosive volume that I'm doing trying to swing fast. So I'm just going to back that down. But the bar speed was good considering that elbow pain. Dynamic effort is like the last thing you want to do if you've got inflammation. But I was able to maintain a respectable bar speed. It wasn't quite as fast as last week. Obviously, it's heavier this week by 5%. That is the plan with my 3-week wave. I go from 75 to 80 to 85% of my 1 rep max. I keep the band tension the same and just up the bar weight by 5% of my 1 rep max each week. So you'd think it would slow down as you get heavier anyway. However, usually I am able to maintain bar speed. That is the point of the dynamic effort. That's how you try and progressively overload it. But this week I think was just a bit slower because of that elbow inflammation. So because of that, my tricep exercise, my first accessory here, I decided to just do push downs. They moved quite well. I did 2 sets of 15 at 100 pounds, which was good because I don't think I've ever actually gone as heavy as 100 pounds on push downs. I haven't done them for ages. I probably haven't done them at all this entire series, and I started that in January, so it's been about 7 months since I've done them, but they felt pretty good, and obviously that was a PR like I mentioned, so I was happy to get 2 sets of 15 there, and they didn't feel too bad on the elbows. So moving on to the next accessory here, it was cambered bar rows. So the only difference with a camber bar and barbell is, of course, the camber allows you to get a little bit more range of motion. It basically just ensures that the thing that is limiting your range of motion is how far you can pull rather than like your belly. So I am a powerlifter. I'm in the 105 kilo weight class I'm trying to drop down to. At the moment, I weigh 110 kilos, which is like 242 pounds, somewhere around there. And that means I have a little bit of a belly. That is not all lean mass. So the camber bar there was just allowing me to get a bit more range of motion, and it felt good. 100 kilos is as heavy as I've ever gone on that. And I think I got 2 sets of 15 with a little pause halfway through the sets just to help me. Like, I often find that I can recuperate a bit and then crank out some extra reps, particularly on rows. So whilst it's not maintaining tension on the muscle the entire way through, if you're training strictly for hypertrophy, you might not want to do a break like that. For me, I'm trying to just get the number of reps in, progressively overload the volume in order to make me stronger. So they were good, and I think that's the most I've ever done, sets of 15 on them. Then the next accessory here was incline dumbbell press. So I did these at a 30-degree incline, which I haven't done, I think, ever before. Now I have done 40 kilos at a 15-degree incline, which should be slightly easier because it's flatter. And I did that for sets of 10 earlier in this series. And here I did 45 kilos at a harder, higher incline of 30 degrees for 2 sets of 10 as well. So obviously able to hit 5 kilos heavier at a slightly harder variation. That is great. I was happy with that, and that's the best I've ever done on that variation before. So they were good. Then moving on to the next accessory here, I was starting to feel really run down. It was exceptionally hot in the gym. The gym has like a tin roof and is very small, and it heats up very quickly. So at this stage, along with the sort of elbow inflammation I was feeling, I just wanted to go light. So that's why I just did 10 kilo dumbbells on the loo raises. I think I got a set of like 11 or 12 here, and then cranked out some extra side laterals when I couldn't get any more there. But on the second set, I was really suffering. I think I only got a set of 8 and then cranked out some side laterals. So that is like way lower. I normally am easily able to get like 2 sets of 12 to 15 and then maybe some additional lateral raises to burn out the delt. So these were weaker than normal. That is fine. Like I've hit multiple PRs earlier in this workout, so that was good. But being slightly weaker on one accessory, it's not time for like the alarm bells to go off. People often panic and think, oh, I'm much weaker. No, I know what I did. I just went to the driving range too much with golf, caused myself some elbow issues and wasn't fully recovered, and then it has affected my session here. So I know I'm not going to do that in future, but also you might feel like you've done nothing wrong, and 1 week you might just be a bit weaker. You could be weaker for like 2 or 3 weeks on all of your sessions. It doesn't matter. Still get into the gym, still do what you can, and that is going to help maintain the strength you built, even if you think you're weaker, and you will be building more strength. So it's a thing that's very common with powerlifters or anybody who's trying to get stronger and progressively overload. The moment that you're not at your all-time strongest on every exercise for a workout, you start to panic and think that you're getting worse and reevaluate your whole life. No, you need to chill out. It's fine. Just stick with it and the numbers should start rising. If you haven't improved in like 3 months, there might be something wrong with your training or recovery, and then you can start to look at what the problems are. So the next accessory here was Swiss bar curls. So the thing that actually limited me here was my back extension. This is why I normally do dumbbell curls and why I normally do them alternating, is trying to keep my body upright was actually the most challenging part of that, which is annoying. It just distracts from the bicep. My back and posterior chain in particular are a bit sore from the heavy good mornings and heavy deadlift max I hit this week. I hit a 280 kilo block pull. If you want to go and see that, click on the video. I think it's like 2 videos before this one, so it'll be episode 100. No, it'll be the last one. It's episode 101. Anyway, that was a great PR for me, but it has absolutely tanked my posterior chain. So that is why that was my limiting factor on those bicep curls. And whilst that is a bit frustrating, again, still just getting the work done. It's a moderate weight for me to use. Nothing was special about those sets. I think I got 2 sets of 10 at 45 kilos. I do it so infrequently that probably is a PR for me, but that's just because I haven't done that exercise in so long. And that is also why, like I say, I normally do dumbbell curls instead. So the final accessory here was weighted GHD sit-ups. So you can see I'm not going all the way down. Part of that is just because if I did, there is no way I would get all the way back up with this weight. But also I just wanted to do some heavy sit-ups with a solid range of motion, still like a regular sit-up range of motion, but with heavy weight. I'm trying to get my abs primed to handle higher forces, which is obviously what's going to be best for powerlifting, to try and improve my brace. So doing really high rep or long duration sets is probably less effective for powerlifting than heavy sets like I did there. So that is it for today's workout and video. I hope you did in fact enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a like, drop it a comment, subscribe, click the bell, all that good stuff, and I hope you have a great day.